What up, squad? Welcome back to the We Are Gods podcast. So today's going to be a fucking interesting conversation, man. I think when I began my weight loss journey, I didn't think about how it was going to, I wanted to be able to date and attract women and have better performance in bed, but I didn't know how much deeper the impact was going to go as it relates to my romantic life. So Willie and I both, as you guys know, have had significant weight loss journeys, and we can now speak because we're both years into our new physiques, right? Our new lives, if you will. And now we can speak in a very nuanced, detailed, graphic way about the differences between our love life, our romantic experiences today compared to what it was when we were both obese, right? So we're gonna talk about that today. And it's not, and I want to kind of give a disclaimer. I'm not trying to flex. This is not to show off. This is to really encourage you, right? Give you some insight on the potential of what life can be like for you if you committed yourself to this journey, right? If you committed yourself to this lifestyle change, I want you to know that the benefits, the gifts are far beyond what you can even imagine, right? And I want us, Willie, to do a good job of really painting that picture for folks so that it can help really motivate them. You feel me?
Absolutely.
The first thing that comes to mind for me is confidence, obviously, right? That's when I was 360 pounds and I was dealing with fucking diabetes and high blood pressure and anxiety and all of these mental health issues. And I did not feel confident, bro. Like I had this fake outer shell, right? And I used to use clothes and jewelry and fucking cars in order to give myself confidence or to use that to build this fake esteem for myself. And I struggled low key, you know, it was tiring faking it, right? But obviously now, and it's not just the aesthetic, but obviously now I have a lot more confidence, and that's the first thing I want us to kind of talk about is the confidence that you've gained post weight loss and how that has related to your love life. So I want to take a moment to shout out two of my favorite clients, Juan and Spencer. They both have phenomenal weight loss stories, and I got the opportunity to play a role in both of their journeys, and I couldn't be more proud of them. They've implemented everything that I taught them, and they got the results, and I want to play a role in your transformation journey as well. I'm currently taking on online coaching clients. If you are serious, if you're at the place where you're tired of this fucking roller coaster, you're tired of failing at weight loss repeatedly, and you know you need the support, you need accountability, you need community, I want you to sign up for a discovery call. I'm doing free discovery calls for people who are ready to commit. All right. So if that's you, sign up for a call and I'll speak to you soon.
So first and foremost, obviously I've talked to you a lot about dating when you were big. And I think there's a couple of things that was coming up for me when you were talking. Like, number one, like you have always told me, and I've seen it, like you definitely had a form of confidence even when you were big. And I didn't have that same confidence. Right. And I also realized that like confidence with women in general is always important. Big, fat, fat, skinny, whatever. Women can sense a non-confident man. So the one thing that I think you definitely had an advantage of is just at least having the idea to know that when it comes to women, confidence is key regardless. Wherever you're at in your journey, you're going to need to have confidence. So you can't wait until you lose weight to have confidence. Like you got to start practicing that now, when you get to your time, right? And I'm not telling you to go out and date, but I'm saying practice being confident in the rooms that you're in.
So what does that look like, right? Because I think for me, it was more like a front that I needed to put up for my ego, right? I didn't know, it wasn't like a conscious decision. Oh, well, let me put forth this confident energy so that I can be attractive to women. Because part of me was confident, but then there was also obviously the insecure parts with my body, right? I didn't feel good in my body.
So when we talk about like confidence in general, and even like having confidence with women and obviously losing weight, it's really because we know that majority of women find an athletic body type more attractive. but we've all heard the term like big dude swag, big energy, right? And that is still something that is real. There are still dudes out there that aren't in most shape who bag women. That's just a fact because they still, even with being overweight, still dress nice, still have good hygiene, still are good communicators. So what I'm saying is even now, I'm not telling you guys to go out there and spend all your time trying to learn to date, but I'm saying you still can take care of yourself even in your weight loss journey. So you at least still have some confidence that when I'm approaching, I know how to hold a conversation. So like for me, I didn't have that. I was so not confident. I didn't even feel confident in having a conversation. I got to a point where I didn't even care about how I dressed, even when I was big. And another thing that I think that kind of bodes well for you that wasn't for me, and this kind of goes back into our weight loss journey, is I do believe taller men can wear weight better. So I'm gonna say I'm not. I think everybody should get in shape. Let me start there. But for our men that are under 6 feet, it is even more punitive for you in the dating space to be overweight because now you're short and stubby. No go.
That's not a good
No go.
look.
No, not a good look, bro. And so my bro Brix is above 6 feet. Don't let YouTube fool you. So it's a different energy when you're taller and bigger than being me. I'm 5'10" max. And so when I was overweight, I had way less confidence in the dating space. So definitely plays a big role. And it took me losing weight to even get the confidence to start putting on clothes, to start being neat and caring about my appearance. And I think that's what happens to most men. I think we let our weight almost like cascade into other areas of our life that really takes us out of our confidence bag.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, it was the opposite. When I was fat, I felt like I had to always be fresh. I always had to be fly, bro. And it's weird now because once I lost weight and I got in shape, now I don't give a fuck what I put on, bro, because it doesn't matter, bro. The dude who's head to toe in Kith, you feel me? I still feel like I'll bag his bitch
Absolutely.
in a t-shirt and some jorts. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. But I actually think you have the right mental though, because I think that for our men out there that are still on their weight loss journey, the bigger you are, I think you do need to control the controllables even better. I think what Brix is saying is actually the gold here. If I was overweight, I probably, I was losing weight currently. If you're out there, I actually would put more energy into the clothes that I'm putting on, even though that's just who I am innately. I would put more energy into my hygiene. I would be trying to fix little things that I could do instantly, like, go get Crest white strips. I would be trying to figure out how to, make more, my jewelry. I would do whatever it could that I could fix in the short term because weight loss isn't overnight. And there were times where I'm like, I've struggled with my confidence because mentally I knew I was losing weight, but physically I still was a big dude. And there were times where I got my feelings hurt because my confidence was getting in better, but I still was fat. And women would remind me subtly, hey, bro, you're still a fat dude. And it did. It was a rude awakening. I'll tell a story one time that I remember I was on a dating app. This was like 2017. And I was like losing weight at the time, but I had put pictures on there before I had got big. And I remember meeting the woman and going on a date. And she literally sent me a message after and was like, you catfished me. I was like, what do you mean? She was like, you're bigger in real life than you are than in your pictures. And that shit crushed me. And I was in the middle of the weight loss journey. I was in the middle of the weight loss journey. I wasn't even as fat as I was, but she checked my ass on that shit. So like, I'm telling you, bro, I know exactly how it feels to like not have that level of confidence and like feel like, well, I'm losing weight. I'm eating right, but I'm still like losing weight currently.
Bro, you never told me that story.
I did it for the podcast.
That's insane. Damn, bro.
Yeah.
No, that would have crushed me too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yikes, bro. Okay. But shit, bro.
But that goes back to the whole idea of confidence, right? It's like knowing that you're on this weight loss journey. First of all, understanding, are you ready to date, right? Because I probably shouldn't even been dating in the first place. But I have felt better because I was no longer 330 pounds. I was 240 pounds, if that makes sense. So in my mind, I'm feeling like I've come all this way. But to the outside world, guys, remember, you're still a 5'10", 240 pound ass nigga. So like they're looking at me like, bro, you're still fat. And that hurt my feelings. But that's what happens when you're on this journey. There's these ebbs and flows that comes with it. And there are things that I think you can do as a man as you're on this journey. And a lot of you guys out there are still on that to say, hey, okay, even if I'm on this journey, I'm not exactly where I want to be. Should I be dating? if I am going to be dating, how can I continue to get reps? How can I continue to improve my confidence? Can I at least, like Brick said, can I work on my aesthetic? Can I work on my clothes? Can I work on how I communicate? Can I work on my hygiene? Can I buy nice cologne? Can I work on my hair? Can I work on my beard? These are things you could do at the same time to improve your attractiveness in your relationship with women while you're losing weight.
So let's talk a little bit about that idea of whether you should be dating during your weight loss journey anyway, right? Because I have very strong opinions about it. Because what especially when you are locked in and you've reached your breaking point and you know you're gonna fucking do this transformation thing all the way to the max, I feel like fat Brix and fit Brix, they're into two totally different types of women, right? So let's say you're dating with intention to have a long-term relationship. Now, if you're dating to just be out here just fucking broads, that's different. I'm not talking to that person. If that's where you are in the season of your life, do your thing. It doesn't really matter. It does matter because of how much it distracts you, right? That part, right? Because dating, for one, is expensive and there's a lot of calories involved in dating. You feel what I'm saying? And there's a lot of time commitment. That time that you need to rest, that you need to train, that you need to read, that, you know, so for that reason, even if you're out here just trying to sling and knock them down or whatever the case may be, you probably should still cut back on dating while you're in a weight loss journey because it has the potential to be an extreme distraction. But speaking to those who are in the season of their lives where they're dating more intentionally and they're thinking about like, all right, they want to build a family and that sort of thing. I absolutely would not date. If I'm currently obese and I'm like, yes, I'm going to lose 100 pounds. Trust me, what you accept and what you are attracted to in this form is going to be totally different than what you accept and are attracted to once you lose 100 plus pounds, right? For sure. And obviously all the upsides of having that time to invest in yourself, right? To keep you focused, to do some like inner work, right? To develop love for yourself, right? Because a lot of the times, bro, when I was overweight, I struggled being single. I struggled being alone. Because I needed somebody to distract me from all the fucking negative thoughts and all of the emotional issues that was swirling around in my head. You feel what I'm saying? It's almost like I had a void that I needed to fill. So if that's true, right? If what I'm saying is resonating with you, and I know it's gonna be uncomfortable. It's hard as fuck to sit in that. But it would be one of the greatest gifts you've ever given to yourself to give yourself that time to be by yourself, to sit through those fucking hard nights in your bed by yourself. That shit is medicine, bro. It's medicine. And I know if somebody would have told me this shit back then, I wouldn't have fucking listened. It wouldn't have mattered. But I think for anyone who is on this journey of bettering themselves and changing their habits and changing their lifestyle, it's going to be important for you to give yourself time. What do you think?
No, I agree. The thing that I just loved what you did, and I want to kind of take more of a neutral stance, right? Is there are two paths. Number one, if you are dating with intention, you do want a real lifetime partner. You want to attract someone that's going to actually add value in your life. That means you too need to be hypergamous. You need to get the best woman that you could potentially attract. And usually the best time you can attract somebody is through your looks, money, and status. I said that several times. Therefore, you have not maximized your attractiveness as an overweight dude. So Brix is 1000% right. Mm-hmm. The only time I would agree that I would probably want to include dating in a weight loss journey is if you're not good with women in general. And again, y'all got to remember, I've talked to Brix a lot. He was already good with women, so it was a skill he had already mastered. Some men don't master skills with women. So I do think that like with any skill, you do need to work on it if you haven't been with a lot of women, if you don't know how to communicate. Because just losing weight is not going to make your communication or your what I'm going to use the word for normal terms, game better. Just because when you were 300 pounds and now you're 180 pounds, if you know, in my words of Kendrick, if you're a lame, you're always a lame. So that means that at the end of the day, you need to get better at communicating and getting reps up. But like he said, you're probably not going to attract a woman of your dreams. You're probably going to be wasting a lot of time, and you're probably going to be having frivolous sex. So we're only doing it for skill building, so that at the time when you are intentional, and remember, you have to have the time. Other things in your life got to be great in order to do that. If you're overweight, guys, and you're not where you need to be financially, you're not where you need to be like mentally, don't do shit. This is for that one rare guy who, weight loss is that last pillar, but they still need to get better with women. I would say yes, do it at the same time. But if you guys haven't got those other areas of your life, you're fucking right. You should be in the house trying to figure out how to make more money, be on your grind, because Brix is right. Going out on restaurants is expensive. There's only so much fish and broccoli you can fucking eat to stay on your diet. So he's 100% right. I'm only speaking to that rare guy who can manage both, because you do need to still be working on your confidence and skills. But for most men, and I'll say even me, like the story I just gave you, should I have been out there fucking dating? No, I shouldn't have been out there dating. I should have been in my ass in the house. But will I say, did I learn a lot through that time? Yes. Did I learn when I did lose weight? Was I better on, dating apps and stuff? Absolutely. But it took me getting a chin checked in order to get better with that situation. So I agree with you for the most part. I do think it starts with your end goal, though, like Brix said. Are you dating to fucking date? Or are you dating with intention?
So I have an alternative perspective to that, right? I think the best game, and I know you're probably going to have some thoughts about this. I think the best game is no game, in my opinion. And I think when you take the time to build your confidence, genuine confidence, and you really get to know yourself, and you're at the place where you love yourself so much and you love your own company, I think that's the best game there is. Because, and as cliche as it sounds, it gives you the confidence to just be completely yourself. And that, my friends, is the best game possible. If your end goal is lifelong partnership and you're trying to attract a genuine connection with someone who you vibe with, I don't think game, like I got this skill set I learned from dating when I was fat. Like, I don't think that brings the level of authenticity that, at least to my standard, is necessary in order to create the connection that I want. So be your fucking self. It's not complicated. I don't like the whole concept of game. When you can just be yourself, to me, that's the best game. What are your thoughts, Willie? I know you got some shit. I can see it in your face.
I love it, because it's like it's a matter of perspective, because I think some men, I guess, and just maybe, I listen to a lot of dating content. Some men are so far back that I think when I say the word game, is like some men don't even know how to take women on date. They don't know how to hold conversation. Some men don't understand how to actually draw somebody in to want to stay with them. You can be very attractive, but if you can't hold a conversation, if you can't genuinely connect to somebody, you don't know how to even build a connection. You don't even know how to be intimate. You don't know how to romanticize someone. I don't think you're going to get the best available girl to you. At the end of the day, guys, and this is where I'm at, like, that girl that you want, other men want her too. So if you're saying that, hey, I'm not gonna have any characteristics that are like that I'm gonna actually try to hone and sharpen, that same woman is gonna probably yield to another man who has all the things you have, but he also knows how to hold a conversation. He knows how to date. He knows how to be intimate. He knows how to like really manage himself in those situations. And ultimately, you're gonna lose. I think that it's a competitive marketplace. So I just think that you should have the ability to do these things that I think that you personally, Brix, have it more natural than the average man. You know how to hold a conversation. You just talked about building connection. Some men don't know how to build a connection. Some men don't even know how to ask the right questions. They don't know how to do that.
This sounds like basic life skills, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not talking about, like, this is having a conversation and being able to build rapport with another human being. That's not exclusive to dating. Like, you should be able to fucking do that in general.
Yeah, but there's a lot of men out there that are introverted. Some men haven't had a lot. You think about it. There's some people who went their whole life, in certain jobs where they didn't really have to work with other people. They didn't have to be social. They don't have Instagram. They don't have to. I mean, there's people who are engineers and lawyers where they've just been very introverted in their life. They don't. everybody doesn't have people skills. And I think that's what's super dope about you is like you have certain skills that I think that are innate that make you who you are. You're charismatic naturally. You could go hold a conversation with somebody at Whole Foods randomly. Everyone isn't like that. And so what I'm saying is like it just truly depends on the person. And I guess what I'm saying is like if you are that guy who struggles with having random conversations, like some of the advice that I've seen in the dating space is like what Brix just said. It's not about, hey, go out here and date. Maybe you just challenge yourself to go hold random conversations at the coffee shop. That's something you can do. While you're out there, you know, working on your purpose, working on something, challenge yourself to have 3 random conversations this week with complete strangers. That's a skill, bro. People have to work on that. And everybody isn't good at communicating in general. You are. You're one of the better ones. You do it for a living. So that's what I was getting at. It's like some people don't have that. And so I would say if that is you, work on it. But to your point, definitely always be yourself. Definitely. I don't want anybody to be fugazi out here. But I still think there's strategies when it comes to women that even with being yourself, like, yeah, bro, make her feel something. Women are emotional. We have to make her feel something. So even when you say the word connection, you're trying to make her feel something. You're trying to make her feel tied to you in a way that feels like, yo, this is a guy I would rather give my attention to. And what woman would you want to be with for the rest of your life who doesn't have suitors all over the place? Like, think about that.
Yeah.
You only want a woman that most men are interested in, but she chooses you.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, so let's switch gears a little bit and talk more about the physical benefits, right? Of like, I just remember the first time that I felt comfortable butt-ass naked in front of a woman. You feel what I'm saying? Because I've always, like, I was the guy that had sex with my shirt on. I was always very self-conscious of sweating all over her, which was definitely a thing. So I think that changed the entire sexual experience. Like just having this level of just comfort in my physical appearance and what that did for me energetically, right? Because honestly, bro, it was me. Like, I never really had women complain to me about my body. Not to say that they didn't have issues with it, but I think it more so affected me psychologically, which made me overthink, which affected my, just my confidence in general with them. So obviously, performance-wise, I'm flexible, I'm strong, I'm lean. Those sort of things, I don't have to get into graphic detail to explain to you the benefits of all of those things being true and how it translates to the bedroom. 1000%. I don't want to get into detail. I don't think you guys need to hear the details, but just trust me when I tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking worth it. It changes the entire experience.
Yeah. I'm not gonna let you gloss over that my bro said he's flexible in the bedroom. That's crazy. Like that is a superpower. Most of the time we think flexibility with women. So yeah, that's one very low key. One of the reasons why I got into yoga. I ain't gonna hold you. When he told me that shit, I was like, I can see it.
Listen, bro.
I can see the benefit.
Openers, right? The hip openers. You know what I mean? The fact that I am extremely mobile in my groin and, bro, the amount of reach. Bro, I own that back wall, my guy. Like, I own that back wall. And sometimes it's not just the equipment size, it's the angles.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, if you're flexible enough to get at these very unorthodox angles, you can do some damage in there, bro.
Shout out to Chris Jones. It's all about those angles in multiple ways.
No, it's about
in
multiple
the gym,
ways. And in the bedroom. That's a fact. That's a fact. The angles are everything, bro. The angles are everything, because I've had conversations with, past lovers, and I talk about, how there's strategy, and they will always just say, no, it's because you have equipment. And I'm like, nah, it's not just the equipment. Obviously I don't know what it's like to operate without the equipment, but I know how different the angles make. The angles make a big difference, bro. And flexibility and mobility, especially, with the hips in that area, bro, doing a lot of like pigeon pose and frog stretches. That shit makes a world of difference. And you know what else, bro? The hip thruster. Let me tell you, bro. The force right? From the hip thrust, anybody can visualize the hip thruster machine. Hopefully you know what it is. If you don't, YouTube it real quick. But the force that you develop in your lower back, in your hips, in your glutes, in your hamstrings, that force translates to your stroke, my guy, like for sure. So again, trying to give you guys a picture of the physical translation between what happens in the gym and in your body and how that translates to the bedroom, bro, is what I'm trying to achieve here. You feel me? So
the takeaway is, if you're not hip thrusting twice a week, do it now. Do it
sure.
now. He actually just inspired me. I'm like, yo, when's the last time I hip thrusted? So now I literally am going on a hip thrusting journey after this episode. Absolutely.
Nah,
yo,
but for real,
on
bro.
God. On God.
Nah, for real. The hip thrust, and I recently been doing them more, bro, and I've just noticed how it's improving the force.
I'm locked in. No, dead ass.
Nah,
I'm locked in. Yeah.
The force, bro.
Every leg day we hip thrusting.
Because now it's like I have this control, right? Fuck it, let's just get a little graphic, right?
Yeah.
It's like I can bounce between like a forceful pounding, right? And then kind of like back off and get a little bit more finesse in it, right? And then go back to bro, it's just like, bro, it's turning me into a different type of animal.
The benefits of taking care of your body and working out, like how that improves in the bedroom is very important. And like you said, that's the vitality and that's the benefit of getting in shape that are even outside of just the aesthetic.
For sure. Now let's talk about my libido, right? Our libido, right? Just your sexual desires. Like and this is a little uncomfortable to talk about. Let me be very clear, right? If you guys hear me hesitating a little bit, it's for one, I don't want to come across like I'm fucking like trying to brag on myself, because that's not what it is. Because I know a lot of the truths about my sex life and my sexual experience could come across that way, and it's not that at all. So again, I'm just kind of giving you guys a disclaimer. But I can go several times a day, multiple days in a row, for extended periods of time, easily. You feel what I'm saying? Like my sex drive, and I'm pretty sure my T levels, I haven't had them checked, but I know my testosterone levels are probably through the fucking roof. I wake up every single day with morning wood like I'm fucking 15 years old. And I know that that's a sign of vitality. And I'm 40 years old, bro. Like I feel in better shape sexually, physically, mentally, spiritually than I did when I was 21 years old. And that sounds like a cliche. Niggas kind of say that shit. Like, seriously, bro, my whole shit is at another level. And it's 1000% because of my diet choices, because of my, not just exercise and diet, but the way that I care for myself mentally and spiritually, I think has a lot to do with it as well. But obviously diet is a big part of it, bro. Like my diet is pretty on point. So blood flow and all of those things are where are doing what they're supposed to do, for sure.
And that plays a big role. I think people don't realize, like you just said, not like our losing weight, right? Obviously, and we talked about this before. Like when people talk about counting macros, yes, obviously you can eat Snickers and lose weight, right? If you fit it into your macros, but if you truly have a macronutrient set up, it almost forces you to eat healthier choices. And if you get intentional about those healthier choices and you start thinking about, okay, not only do I want to lose weight, but I want the food that I put into my body to actually do some shit for me, you are now hitting on all cylinders. So imagine a world where you're losing weight, but you're also eating and working out to have better libido, to have better sex drive, to have better performance in bed, to improve your overall sexual desires. Like those things would they matter, bro. Like if you just said, hey, if I'm on this fat loss journey and I don't want to just always every day wake up and figure out how I can squeeze in 4 Snicker bars and Oreos into my macros, but I'm like, hey, I want to find foods that truly help me prevent prostate cancer and improve my skin, improve my teeth, my hair, my nails. I'm doing things that are going to improve how I look and perform, and I'm losing weight, bro. You're cooking. You're cooking because you're going to feel better. You're going to do better, and you're going to look better. That's that was gold right there, bro. Like stop trying to just figure out ways to circumvent the diet and say, hey, how can I improve my relationship with my food so it gets me to my end goal? Because for me, anytime I see a food that says something about preventing prostate cancer, right? Obviously, we're very susceptible as African American men. If I see foods that say, hey, they're heavy in antioxidants or they help with blood flow, bro, I'm on it. I eat pumpkin seeds every day. I eat blueberries every day. I eat watermelon every day. I eat some type of fish 3-4 times a week.
For sure.
And bro, I didn't grow up that way. I didn't even know what a pumpkin seed was until a year or two ago. Not saying that I didn't know they had seeds, but I never would eat them. I never looked for them. I seen an article that said, hey, it improves you in the bedroom and prevents prostate cancer. It's the most nutritious seed out there. Bro, I eat them every day now. I stock 4 or 5 bags in my cabinet now.
Yeah. And I think that comes from educating yourself, right? And also just understanding at a deep level the impact our nutritional choices makes on our overall health and vitality and our function, the way that our body functions. Because I'm like you, bro. Antioxidants every day. I eat avocado every day, right? I make sure I have a high quality omega-3 supplement every day. You feel what I'm saying? I fast every day. I get enough sleep as much as I possibly can. Like these important things, because it almost, when you understand what the sugar and the fried foods and the preservatives and the fucking chemicals from the processed foods are actually doing to your body, long term, it starts to help it lose its appeal, right? Because you start to, I think one of the biggest concepts that has changed my fucking life is the concept of delayed gratification and understanding what that means in all realms of my life, right? Now we're talking about nutrition. It's like the momentary satisfaction that you get from eating the fucking cookie or whatever the thing is like, is that shit really fucking worth it when compared to the downsides long-term on that shit, right? And it fucks you up immediately. You feel it. Like, yo, since I started wearing my Whoop, right? And I started to really monitor stress levels and sugar intake and like my workouts and my diet and how it affects my sleep, how it affects all of my like vital signs, it changed everything for me, bro. It's like now I know one fucking drink is gonna cost me, it's gonna make my sleep quality go down a few notches. One drink. And it's like, is that shit fucking worth it? Is it worth it for that little stupid ass buzz it's just not fucking worth it. So having the data, right? We always say the shit, data drives behavior. Having the data is so easy to ignore this shit or to make these choices that don't really align with us pursuing vitality or us feeling our best. It's easy to make those choices when you are ignorant to what's happening, right? But when you are intentional about educating yourself and really paying attention to your body, paying attention to your sleep, paying attention to your energy levels, your skin quality, your mood, and all of these things, when you start paying attention and even journaling about it, it naturally makes the appeal of some of these destructive foods decrease, and eventually you won't even want that shit anymore, bro. Once in a while, like, don't get me wrong, I still, partake in fucking ice cream and cake once in a while, but for it to be a regular thing, there's no desire for it at all for me. But that happened over time.
Absolutely. And I think even through healthier choices, you do condition your body to yearn it less. I think that's where, I know you talk about in the We Are Gods group doing like a sugar fast. Like, I think people don't realize you're doing it not only for the mental strength, but also you're helping people's bodies understand like it doesn't need to function on those things. Mm-hmm. And once you learn that it's not a need, it's like a once in a while type thing, 80, 20, 90, 10 rule. Mm-hmm. I think your relationship with food gets so much better. So shout out to We Are Gods group for doing that. I think that's a huge, huge skill.
And listen, guys, if you want more information about the We Are Gods group coaching program, I'm going to have information in the show notes, right? I don't accept everybody into that group. So we would have to have a conversation to see if it's a good fit for you. So I don't care if you have the money. It's not even about that. But if you feel like you're ready for an advanced level of support, you need guidance, you need community, please schedule a call. Let's talk about if this is a good fit for you. And yeah, we would love to have you if you're really ready to lock in, bro, because we don't play. You know, we're not just accepting stragglers. You got to be ready to really lock in. So shout out to my We Are Gods participants. You guys are fucking inspiring me, bro. We had an amazing call last night, bro. Some of these, I want you to start hopping on, man, when you can. Pause. You know, jump on the call and really experience the dynamic that we've created there. That community is, oh man, it's amazing, bro. Something I'm extremely proud of, for sure.
Salute to the group.
No doubt. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about the downsides. Now, here's the thing. I've experienced some downsides of being this like hyper fit person as it relates to dating. And there's not many downsides, but I think it's worth mentioning. And I'm curious if you've experienced this as well. I find that my lifestyle is kind of intimidating to some women, right? I've even had women become insecure with their own bodies because of how, you know, how on top of my health and my aesthetic that I am, right? So that's just something to consider. And it's have you experienced anything like that?
No, because your physique is better than mine.
Man, shut up. But really, because I think our lifestyles are kind of similar. Like we are both very, you know, particular about the foods we eat, and we have to make sure we train. And that's not something that women experience with every guy that they date.
I will say this, all jokes aside, like first and foremost, I meant what I said. You have a dope physique.
Thank you, sir.
You know, I always make sure you know that. But I have felt I've received a little bit of shame for being so health and fitness conscious. Like obviously I mean, and I don't know if you guys know this, like, and again, this isn't like I don't think you have to live like this. I don't drink, I don't smoke. So like, period. I've never have. So I've been with someone where I'm like talking about health and fitness and I don't drink. And it was like, they literally looked at me like, how am I going to have fun with you? Like literally as if like that made me boring. And so there has been some downsides of like people feeling like, well, I can't enjoy food with you the way I want to. You're going to probably be uptight. Oh, you're always in the gym. That's just who you are. That's what you care about. So I've definitely received like more of the shame aspect of the lifestyle versus like necessarily like them getting body shame. Because women, for some reason, in my experience, is like women are like, their self-awareness around their body isn't like the best. Like we've all seen the big jank who goes outside and you're like, what the fuck? So women is like, yo, they're a little bit more confident in their body regardless, right? And, at least outwardly. So
I don't know, bro. I don't think that's a accurate general statement, bro. I find that women who are typically way more insecure with their bodies than finding women who are secure with their bodies.
But I'm saying outwardly, I think they're more I don't think a woman will look at a man and say like, I feel insecure more than if they've seen a woman or maybe seen women that you've dated. Like if they see women that you've dated, I can see that. But I've never experienced a woman getting insecure just because of my body. So I'll just say I've never seen that.
And so it's not that she's insecure because she aesthetically looks at my body and then compares it to hers. It's more about the regard and reverence and effort and intention that I put into my health and my physique compared to her effort and her diet. And you feel what I'm saying? Like that's
I
the
think
thing
we're
that
saying the same thing.
activates the insecurity.
Yeah. And I think the way I've seen the insecurity come out is almost like shaming me, like almost making me feel like, and for me, my experience was like, damn, like that's how you like, okay, cool. How we're going to have fun? Or, hey, you do all that. I understand. Oh, you got to go to the gym. Okay. Yeah. I would ask you to go to this taco festival, but you know, you're on a diet, like that kind of shit. Like, yeah, I've seen that. Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And again, it's just like a little note, right? It's not a huge fucking issue or anything like that, but I think it's important to kind of just put that out there because it is a thing for sure.
No, it is, but I will say I've had some downsides personally about it because I have had a lot of time like around dieting, and I do have some moments like I'm even in one right now where I do like when I want to have like really serious focus periods or like, intentionality around like deep work and I'm on like a quote unquote calorie restriction, there's been some nights like a Friday night or Saturday night, something good. And I'm like, man, I just wish I could just eat whatever. And then I have to like check myself. And I won't always say it's a positive. There's sometimes where I'm just like, damn, I wish I could be a little bit more relaxed here. But then I also have to remember that promise I made to myself. So yeah, like I will say I'm more living this lifestyle makes you more conscious and you do have to have more sacrifice, like Brick said, and delayed gratifications like a motherfucker. Like somebody asked me the other day, like, hey, when can we go to this Italian restaurant? And I'm like, well, I'm gonna do a photo shoot in August, so I'll tell you in August. Yeah, you don't think people or women and men would be like, fuck you? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No. That's real. And that's why, I kind of lead with that. Like, let me explain to you how I live, right? So that, we have an understanding from the very beginning of what to expect. But I'm also not that super extreme with it, bro. Like, I think I have a little bit more balance in general than you do. Like,
Yeah.
I can go out once a week and still maintain my physique. But when you lock in, bro, you just like, man, fuck all restaurants.
Yeah, no, and I think where I would like to get to, and obviously this is like I think where you're at, the balance is key. Like I think, like I would tell people, you really don't want to have a bunch of like cutting and bulk. Well, I have some ideas around bulking, but bulking could be even kill. But yeah, you the idea of always being in a calorie deficit is probably not the best idea. I do think that if I could paint the perfect picture, like 5 and 2, 6 and 1 is what you should be like counting your macros maybe 5 or 6 days a week and then have one day off. Here's the problem with that though. Again, and this I'm just saying this, and I have to remind Brix all the time. How long have you been in health and fitness now?
Since 2012.
So, bro, y'all got to remember he's done this for 12 years. So him doing this on the weekend and popping back into it, it's his lifestyle. It's a part of his identity. Remember we talked about habits in the last episode. It's not even a habit for him anymore. It's like past that. If I was just in the weight loss journey and I was just starting, I would not advocate for 6 and 1, 5 and 2 because it's much harder for you to come back to it every single weekend. So I want to be clear. He's Brix, and I know you guys like he keeps saying he's there. He's done this for a long time, and I'm still trying to get there to where a Saturday and Sunday doesn't turn into a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I know how easy it can do that for some. But yes, ideally the balance that Brix is talking about. Yes, you should carve out 1 or 2 days where you're like, I'm gonna spend time with family, relationships. But that's after the journey.
Yeah, it just makes it more sustainable, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Once you're getting
Absolutely.
there. But I think everyone should shoot for that median speed. From the beginning, I think it's important to try to figure that out because it just makes it more sustainable. So anyway, everyone's journey is different. But let's just review, bro. Like obviously, it changes you in a physical way, and that leads to the world kind of responding to you differently, right? You're gonna feel more confident. You're gonna feel stronger. You're gonna feel more flexible if you're doing that sort of, mobility work, which I advise. Let me just use this as an opportunity. Stretch, motherfuckers, please. Everybody listening to this right now, have a stretching routine. At least 4 to 5 days a week, you're stretching for like 10 or 15 minutes. Please fucking stretch. That's one of the most life-changing things that I've really committed to over the last, few months. No, honestly, damn, I'm bugging. It's been like a year and a half. But anyway, yes, those things are important. Your diet, your choices, your sleep, all of that shit fucking translates to every area of your life, guys. I'm telling you, the amount of satisfaction that you think you're getting from eating these fucking crazy diets meaning like the bullshit, the fucking processed foods, the sugar, the fried foods, the amount of satisfaction or enjoyment that you think you're getting is nothing compared to what you'll experience on the other side of that equation. When you start to treat your body well, right, and you start to feel more confident, you start to feel stronger and all these things, bro, the fucking satisfaction, the amount of fulfillment that you get from life, it's uncomparable, bro. It's uncomparable. So guys, make sure that you fucking prioritize finding a way to slowly make this stuff a part of you, for sure. Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, definitely. I think ultimately, guys, number one, especially when it comes to dating and weight loss, as you continue to lose weight, obviously you're going to feel better. When you feel better, you're going to do better. You feel better about shopping for clothes. You're going to feel better about not having to put as much emphasis on your clothes. You're going to feel better about going out and doing small things. You're going to feel better about the girl on your arm. So the confidence that you're going to get from this is so dope. And then obviously the performance benefits, obviously the performance not only in the gym, but obviously in the bedroom, that's going to be super dope. And then ultimately vitality, like Brix just talked about. He says this, super flex, 40 years old. He looks amazing. If you continue, like there's a study out there that says the number one thing you can do to help extend or can maintain a youthful look is weight training. So take your health and fitness serious, because even when you do find that person, and not to get all sentimental, that person that you're dating with intentions, you want to be able to live with that person for a long period of time. So both of those things are true. So guys, the benefit of this lifestyle, or at least being more conscious about your body, and obviously, making sure you're not obese, because we have tons of sicknesses that are tied to it. They're 10,000 to the one con or two cons of not being able to eat pizza on a Friday night.
For sure. Guys, screenshot the podcast, tag us on social media, let us know, let us get some feedback. How can we make this experience for you better, right? Whatever topics you may want to suggest, make sure you follow us on Instagram and message us, right? We want to hear from you, 1000%. So it's Willie goes _in, right?
Yeah, Willie _ goes in.
Oh yeah, Willie _ goes in, and then Brix Glover, BRIXGLOVER. But again, all of that information can be found in the show notes. And yes, spread the podcast, guys. Share this with guys that you think would benefit from this sort of information. And until next week, peace.